afternoon, my friends, and welcome to my talk with you today. Today, I'm looking at the Dwarfed Giants. The Dwarfed Giants. I'm going to be using different languages. When it comes to Igbo, I'll be mixing dialects. Mixing dialects. So you just need to flow with me, but whether you understand Igbo or not, you definitely get what I'm saying, because I'll be making the talk as simple as possible so that you get it, okay? So today I'm talking about the Dwarfed Giants. You know, for about 2-3 days now, there has been tension in the part of the world where I come from or where I stay. Ifeme, I tell you, Ifeme. It was after the whole thing that the summary of what happened came to me as Dwarfed Giants. But check out, before I talk about this, there is this song I used to hear somewhere. I don't know the person that, I don't know that song, but I'm going to sing it a little. Maybe if you know it, you can pick it from there. Barista mo ikakraka, barista mo ikakraka, barista me ikakraka, asimekele nde karaka ikakraka, nde karaka mo nde karaka ikakraka. No, barista mo ikakraka, barista mo ikakraka, barista me ikakraka, asimekele nde karaka ikakraka. De karaka bon de karaka, ikakaraka, de karaka bon de karaka. Now, many years ago, I went to university to read law. Chineka Marala Heme na Magu law. Because if I had successfully done my read law, is this what I would have done? Is this what I would have done? Or maybe others come and do this type of thing, and anytime I pass, they will say I'm one of them. No, it's not always like that. Anyway, I don't know, but I just want to talk about the Dwarfed Giants. Ordinarily, giants are always huge, tall, bigger than the normal size human beings around. But when giants are now dwarfed, then there is a problem somewhere. When giants are now made to become smaller than the smallest normal human being, then there is a problem. There's a problem. But I want to say this. There are some things that can make giants to become dwarfed. There are so many things that can cause a huge person to suddenly become small. Nah, man. No, let me give you an example. One of the things that can make a huge, tall, feared, dreaded, giant, great person to suddenly turn to something that looks like a toy. Something that is just small like that, smallish, not regarded when thing comes to the public, or when person comes to where others are. The person won't even be accorded anything. But the person used to be like, ogologo, ogene, onye kambo. There are so many things that can cause that. Like now, if the giants that the people believed will go and fight through and bring our trophies back, suddenly went to fight. Now, Borussia, hapa. Na mashi emela o nwere ihe mebiri n'isi onye ara ka ngwa gị eziokwu. You know, in those days when we were small, when we were little, we used to see some houses, they would look so big. I know a guy like this, I ain't her like this. We'll be passing the houses and we'll be like, hey. Or in those days, our uncles look so big. Our uncles look so big, high and mighty, that we used to be afraid of even greeting them, because maybe you greet them and you don't greet them well, and they will come and show you that they were big uncles. We used to be afraid of them. They were so big because we were little. We're small like this. And they were so big. And in those days, we'll see trailer like this. We'll see Jesus. And in those days, we'll see Jeep. Who dash you Jeep? We'll see Jeep like this. We'll be like, hey, our bodies will be shaking like this. But you see, no matter where you are in life, no matter what you are in life, there is something that age does to people. There is something that the number of years can do to a person. There is an opportunity that age, that number of years can give the person that looks small where you are. And the person will even become taller, bigger, stronger, greater, mightier, more influential than you are. There are factors that can make giants to become dwarfed. One of those factors is this one we call age, time, number of years. Let me shock you. Those our uncles, those are big aunties that we used to be afraid of. Because by the reason of our sizes, our heights that time, we looked so tiny and we were like giants. Some of them, when they come around us now, we'll be looking down to be able to see them well. Because time has favored some of us to have grown both in age, in height, in size, and in other things. That is life for you. That is life for you. And that's the reality that some people don't want to admit. And I'm coming to that. Some of these are big people. Some of them, they were the heads of at the head of service. These ones, they were the directors. This one, they were the ones deciding who should be made a king, who should not be made a king. They were the ones deciding who should be employed and who should not be employed. They were the ones deciding who should be who and who should be what at that time. And we will be shaking. Anytime they mention their names, our bodies will be shaking. Oh, they say, hi. If you go for that interview, you stand in front of this man. This man, if he throws one question at you, you will be destabilized. You'll be shaking. You'll be shaking. I'm a leg. To shock you. Some of those great and mighty. Sometimes when we see them on the road, we need somebody to tell us, that man you used to be afraid of 20 years ago, he's that one that just passed now. Time and chance. Time and chance can make giants to become dwarfed. Are you picking something from this? What did I write there? I wrote, Onaga digide. That means it doesn't last forever. There is nothing that lasts forever. There is no privilege that lasts forever. There is no position that lasts forever. There is no power that lasts forever. There is nothing, so far that thing is under this sun, that lasts forever. Not even one thing. Yes. I can remember when I was in secondary school, I was that small. There was time I needed money badly. Yes, I went to one of my auntie's houses then. From the hostel, I took permission because my auntie was living in a town that was closer to the school where I was a boarding student. I went there. My big auntie. Hi, I told my auntie, please, I don't want to start going to village because my father was just retired. I don't want to do that place far, please. I need just small money to pay for this. Not that I wanted to use the money, but they say that if you have not paid this, at that time there was no GSM now. If you not pay this, by this time you not enter for your exams, you will not write, you will not do this, you will not that. And a young girl like me, what should I have done? I didn't have money to go to our village. That was oh God. One of the towns close to the place, to my school. I took permission. I went to my auntie, my own auntie. I said, auntie, please. And I said, no, there was no money. I said, auntie, please. You know, Pat just said, please, I cannot go. Ma said, there was no money. You just tell me there was no money. I begged, I cried. My big auntie, I was small. I begged, I cried. I said, please, so that they will not drive me out from the exam hall. Please, auntie, please. My auntie said there was no money. Auntie, the money is not much. My mother has been giving you. My mother has been supporting you, helping in all. Please, just this small. Let me pay this so that I will write my exams. There was no money. From Sansam, eventually I said, okay, let me go back to the school. Because I didn't even have enough transfer money. I collected transfer money from one of my schoolmates to be able to rush there, knowing that no how, my auntie will give me the money to come and pay so I could write exams and possibly give me transfer money to come back. Maybe food stuff and things. No borders now. Auntie said no money. I begged and begged, no money. I said, okay, auntie, okay, please, if you have transfer, please give me transfer money. Let me go back to school. She said there was no money. I said, auntie, transfer money. My auntie said no money. I said, auntie, okay, please, go and collect from Uncle now. He said, Uncle didn't have. Auntie, okay, what if you collect from your neighbors, please? Say that the neighbors, say my neighbors don't have. How about, is there nobody? Okay, your customers, collect from your customer. Auntie, please, I'm begging you. Let me go back to school. Maybe some of my schoolmates that have traveled to their homes to collect their own money, when they come, and maybe I'll beg them to give me to pay. Eventually, I have money to pay. I said, no transfer money. Men and brethren, when I saw that it was getting late, I trekked from my auntie's place. And my auntie stood there and watched me, a teenager. I trekked. Giants can be dwarfed, oh. Don't be deceived. I trekked from there. I'm talking about Onitsha. I trekked from Onitsha. I trekked from that part of Onitsha. I remember that there was one young man that gave his life to Christ as I ministered to him. So one day he came to me and told me that his brother, the brother had money, that the one that was sponsoring him, that the brother came home, that the brother was sick, that the brother could not see, that the eyes were closed. They had applied medications and nothing could work. That was it. So that day, when that young man told me, he came to the house that time and told me, I told him I won't be able to come to your house to pray for your brother, but I will stand here now and pray for your brother, and your brother will be healed. I think that guy's name is Onyeka also. He used to be a photographer. You know, all these teenagers carrying camera up and down that time. That was how, because I used to snap a lot. That was how I got to know. I preached to him. He gave his life to Christ and started following me about. So that time, I told him, okay, so I won't be able to come to your house to pray for your brother. But as I pray with you right now, your brother will be okay. His eyes will open and you will know that God can heal anybody. He said, I said, yes. I held his hands. I prayed. And I remember that specifically I said, any scale on the eyes, I call that his brother's name. The name starts with S. I'm coding it out because he's now a minister. That his brother is now a minister of the gospel. I said, any scale on his eyes, in the name of Jesus, let the scales fall off. Let the eyes pop open. Let him begin to see in the name of Jesus. I prayed specifically mentioning scales. After praying, I told him, just go. Your brother is healed. Your brother is healed. So when he got to the house, he discovered that the brother was healed. The eyes were open. And the brother told him that some scales, like fish scales, fell off from his eyes. Are you getting me? And the young man was so excited. And he believed the gospel so much. So he told the brother, I met Auntie, it's like Choma, she prayed and told me that scales will fall off from your eyes. He said, yes, look at the scales. They showed him small scales, like the scales from fish. So at that, the young man so much believed in me, and they were like anything they could do to support me. So, which one concern me? I was just doing the work of God. We just do this work, and God can do anything at any time, wherever and whenever, however. You understand? So that day, I remember that person, had a shop somewhere around Mpo. So by the time, around Main Market. So by the time I left that part where my auntie refused to give me common transport money, I trekked from there. Okay, let me tell you, the side of Head Bridge, Opoko side. I trekked from there, men and brethren. I trekked from there I take from there to main market. Because I've been to that shop. I started asking questions. I mean, he was so happy to see me. Said, hey. I said, man, no vex. So I went to see my auntie and I'm going back to school. So I said, let me come and greet you. That was it. In the shop. He packed money, packed food stuff, packed things and gave me. I said, don't worry, because it was getting late. Oh, what else should I do? I said, don't worry, this one is okay. I prayed for him. I encouraged him. Piam. I left. I went back to school and I was living big. Now, to shock you, that's my auntie. You know, time has a way. I've forgiven her. It's not an issue. But I'm trying to use that as an example. That the people you deal with now, time and chance can happen to anybody. And eventually they will grow. They will grow to meet you. Or they might even grow to pass you where you are now. Sure, you understand? So in those days, those are big uncles and this. Now, sometimes when we pass, we notice that it's either that we have grown to their height or that some of us have become taller. Just like some people that were smaller when I was, like that, a giant to them. Some of them they have grown and they have passed me. Even some people, some small children that I taught one or two things in those days. Sometimes when they meet me to greet me, I'll be looking up to them. That is reality in this issue of life. Yes. So it can happen to anybody. There are so many factors that can make giants to become dwarfs. Yes. People that don't want to accept that. There are some that don't want to believe it. That is reality. There are some that think that they will remain in power forever. There are some that think that they will remain in that seat where they are forever. There are some that think that they will become influential forever. No. When you come on stage in this life, if it is your turn, the flood of light will be on you. But immediately your time is up, you shift or you will be shifted. Another will come on stage. And at that time, immediately you climb from that stage, your height will not be the same anymore. Your height will not be the same anymore. No matter how you do gra, you can only do it. Maybe just like electric iron connected, while ironing clothes, immediately the power is not there again. The iron might still be hot for some time. The heat might be there. But it's just between that heat, after about an hour highest, the thing will not be hot again. That is the reality of life. What am I trying to say? That giants can be dwarfed. Sure, you remember I sang a song for you? Nakwanti, listen again. Let me sing that song. Barista mo ikakaraka asimekele nde karaka. Barista mo ikakaraka asimekele nde karaka. Ikakaraka nde karaka or nde karaka. Ikakaraka nde karaka. Because I don't know the song very well. So because I want to drive point home. Okay, huna now. Ewe rala mmado case baranya onya hamrashi nihe chaga white. Onya anakworo share maka ya nọ na position. Marashi ọ nọ na a particular pose ekwa. O welecha ihe na-acha white si ihe ahụ chaga wo black. Asịkwa m ekele nno. Asị m agwakwa nno si onye bụkwana giant taa echi gakwa na mbụ dwarf because ihe ji aga. O jela arigide enwe ebe ihe ya ejeruo ina hụshi is in our words abroad the same thing. It's just na hand in there vibe. Okay now. I want to say this. If you have the opportunity to say that what is right, and maybe because some factors decided to dwarf you, the giant, and make you to now stay at that spot and say that what is supposed to be right is now wrong, or that what is wrong is now right. I want to remind you that time does not have respect for anybody. Time does not have respect for your qualification. Time does not have respect for your certificate, for your influence, for whatever you have. Time is not controlled by anybody. Rather, time has a way of controlling people. A time will come, eventually you will leave that seat of authority. For real. A time will come, you will no longer make people to be running around and be trying to trying to do this, trying to do that. Okay, by this time last year, no, okay, by this time a few months ago, all of us there was no cash. All of us were like just like pieces of objects looking for how to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 because somebody was in seat of was in power. And it's like some people don't know that nothing lasts forever. Odigi adigide. Now, you are in a seat of power. You are having a position that you can use to influence decisions. Decisions that can affect the lives of more than 200 million human beings in this part of the country, plus others. And because you, giants, you were dwarfed. Ishi onwe he na-eme. Asị m ekele ndị karaka, ịkakwaraka, ndị karaka kpọ ndị karaka, ịkakwaraka, karaka kpọ ndị karaka. I just want to tell you this. Like I said before, there are some factors that can make giants to be dwarfed. One of them is what we call time. That's what we call time. Another one is absence of conscience. Absence of conscience or akọnuche mmadụ anọwo ya. Ọwụ na akọnuche mmadụ anọwo ya. Ọhụ ihe o kwesịrị ime. Ya nwa bụ Sọl wụ giant kpa makpa esi eme a. Ọ na-aga tukwuru otu nga. Ji aga ofu nga. I told you I will be mixing dialects. Ọ ga-aga n'ọlụ ofu ebe. Ife o kwesịrị ime ọma mmezi ya. Ọnọrọ ebe a nwụna n'ọlụ nwayọ. Ịghọtago ife emebi na gwakwana mkpa m ga-esi akọrọ ụmụ m si that n'oki nọ n'ụlọ mgbe ewu mụrụ n'ọgbụ. Ke ka m ga-esi si ụmụ m mgbe fato. Now this is what we asked them to pray for. That this is what we promised them. This is what we told them to be. This is what we told them. That nature adema. How do I even tell our children that na mbozo asibia make and habia baputa and the person whatever it is that influenced the decision of the giants that made them to accept to become dwarfs and disappoint many and generations yet to come. I cannot tell, but I just want to say this. That giants being dwarfed may not only be because of what the giant cannot control, can as well be as a result of what the giant can control, but decided not to control it. What? What exactly? Where did we put our ability to think? Where did we suddenly drop what should have told us that nothing lasts forever? Because eventually one day, those of us, because if you're a public figure, you're known, you're seen, you can easily be identified, no matter how you try to disfigure or try to disguise yourself. Somehow, there'll be somebody that can look at it and say, oh, look at the person that took the decision. Look at the person that supported this. Look at the person that did this. Yes, it might not be now, it might not be 5 years, it might not be 10 years, but somehow, people don't forget, especially if it concerns youth. Youths are coming up. And the youths will eventually become the giants. The giants will forced not to come up tomorrow. They will eventually come up because nature has a way of helping those behind us to come to where they're supposed to be. What are we going to tell them? What are you going to tell them? What are your children? What are your grandchildren or the people related to you going to tell those ones that you oppressed today, maybe because of what you were offered behind? And I just want to ask, whatever you were given to bring yourself down from being giants to dwarf, where are you going to make use of those things? On this planet Earth? On our streets? Where people see you and you see them? And what will your conscience be telling you? Or what will your mind be telling you? What will your reasoning be telling you? I've seen some that have started burning their regalia, their wigs and all the stuff. I've seen them on the line because they were like, what's this? Could this be why I spent 5 years in school? Could this be the reason why I went to the school somewhere? Could it be the reason why I was going from one, apprenticeship to another? Could it be, is this what is, when we were coming up, they told us that, and some of us decided not to. Some of us in those days were influenced badly anyway, not to, as it were, badly, not to accept those that are into law practice because it's assumed that lawyers are liars. And, some of us were like, okay. We forced ourselves to believe that those that said that lied. That's because they don't know anything. Now, I want to ask, those people that told us when we were growing up that lawyers are liars, tell me the truth. Did they lie to us? As I end this talk now, I want you to ask those that were told why they were growing up, just like who were told that lawyers are liars, whether it's true. Yes. Did I say that lawyers are liars? Me? For where? I am now. I'm not supposed to be a lawyer. But they told us in those days, and we said never. Never. I want to ask you whether it's true. That, by the way. But I want to tell you that no matter how high, no matter how big, no matter how influential, no matter how strong, mighty, great you are, time can always bring you to a level where those that were shorter, that were smaller, that were lesser, if there is any word like that, that could not say a word where you were, time will come when they will be the ones that will decide on the dosage you will take. Yes. Those ones that you refuse to release their parents' salaries, those that you refuse to allow to have what they were supposed to have, a time will come in life. They might be the ones that will sign some things to authorize you accessing this or not accessing that. Because in our stage, after everybody will come out, and another set of people will come up. And if the people under you now, are being treated as if they are nobodies, they are coming up, they are growing. Give them 5 years, give them 10 years. They might become so relevant to decisions that will affect us. And if we don't handle them well now, if we don't treat them well now, maybe when the time comes, it might be difficult for us to get good wills from them. So I said, giants can be dwarfed. But it is wrong if giants decide to accept to be dwarfed, except on the grounds of what only nature has the power to do. But if it is the one that giants can decide not to be dwarfed, I wonder why the giants will give in to that treatment. So, however it is, tell yourself that time has no respect for anybody. So no matter where you are right now, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, all your gara go finish, I tell you. All your gara go finish. 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, maybe 50 years. By the time you come, you realize that things have changed. The privileges you used to have, you'll not be having them again. Some things you used to access, you'll not be having them again. And those ones you look down on, those ones you oppressed, those ones you pressed down, those ones you didn't give time to, they might be the ones that will be deciding on things that will be done to you or that will be done for you. And it won't be wrong if you apply wisdom in everything you do, especially as you relate with people. Why? Because giants can always be dwarfed if the giants choose to accept that, except where nature cannot be confronted. All right, I think I've made sense. I've done 3 today. And I think I've been a blessing to you. The Lord bless you. Enjoy yourself today. My name is Precious Caleb. I'm your friend. Don't forget to keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting, and we'll be reaching more lives for good, thereby giving back to the society. Thank you.